Hey y'all, what's up? It's Marenda, and I am once again in my car. I should call these like car chronicles. I am on my way to my appointment with my surgeon, and hopefully all is going to be well, and he's going to say I can go back to work and I can do yoga, and yay! That's what I'm hoping for. I have no reason to think that he's going to say anything otherwise, so I'm kind of hyped and excited right now because I'm feeling really good today. I did a blog post titled Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. And the point of me doing that blog post is I wanted to share what I was going through while I was going through chemo, while I was going through the different reconstruction surgeries. I wanted to express what I couldn't express at that time. And you're probably like, well, why couldn't you express it then? There were a bunch of reasons why I couldn't express it then. Number one reason why I couldn't express it then is because when you're a breast cancer patient, any kind of cancer patient really, everybody wants you to be strong. Everybody wants you to smile and fight through, you know what I'm saying? And when they see any sign of you breaking down or any sign of you being sick, it's disturbing. And I know that as the patient, you shouldn't have to worry about what other people are going through because you're going through your own thing. But the truth of the matter is, that's not how it works. I was concerned about my family, my friends. You know, I didn't want anybody to look at me and see my pain and see what I was going through, and then it hurt them. You know what I mean? I know that sounds crazy as hell, but that's what goes on in a survivor's mind. So even in my support groups, one of the things that we talk about is, you know, you don't want anybody to see you cry. You don't want anybody to see you upset, so you cry in the shower. You know what I'm saying? Like the shower is like where you go let it all out. And for me, I would let it out in the shower and in my war room. That's where I would have my mini meltdowns and breakdowns. There were a few occasions where I did have some meltdowns in front of people. I couldn't control it because I'm a recovering control freak, always trying to control everything. I'm getting over that now and realizing that I can't control all situations. You know what I'm saying? And emotions are emotions, whether they're raw. When they're raw, they're raw. You have to deal with them. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to control my emotions and when I let them out and who saw them or whatever. And, you know, that really didn't do a whole lot of good. But anyway, I was feeling very ugly. I felt like I was ugly. I felt like I wasn't beautiful. I felt like I wasn't a woman. You know, I was through treatment, you know, when your hair is gone, you're bald and your eyes are like sunken in and dark, and it's this look, and it looks monstrous. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I looked like a zombie, a monster or something. And when I would look in the mirror, it would be so upsetting to me. You know what I mean? And then on the flip side of that, I got people telling me, you don't look sick. Like, you look great. Oh my God, you're smiling and you look great. I can't believe you have cancer. Like, you know, all these crazy things that people say. And on the inside, I was feeling opposite of everything that everybody was telling me. You know what I'm saying? You could have told me I was beautiful every single day and I wouldn't have believed a word that you said. I didn't, in fact, because when I looked in the mirror, that's not what I saw. I didn't feel like a woman. Everybody was like, well, just because you have a mastectomy, that means nothing. It doesn't mean that you're not a woman anymore. Well, as a child growing up, you know, as little girls, one of the things that is so awesome about growing up is, oh, I get my first bra. You know what I'm saying? Like your training bra. Like I was reading this book when I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10, called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, by Judy Blume. And it was like this whole thing. We must increase our bust. And if you in my age range, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So part of the whole becoming a woman and getting your first bra, starting your period, and you know, all of this stuff, that's like part of your femininity. We're taught this very early. You know what I'm saying? So I identify my breast as being part of a woman. I identify my ovaries with being a woman. Like when you start your period, it's because your ovaries are producing the eggs and letting them out, and you know, that's part of your womanhood. So to tell me, after I've been trained all these years, that not having my breasts doesn't make me a woman, or not having my ovaries or my uterus or my fallopian tubes, or all these things that I've been taught that makes me a woman, or not having my hair, you know, all these things. Like, I mean, every time you turn on the TV, there's going to be about like 10 shampoo commercials, you know what I'm saying? Or hair dye commercials, or you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is about hair and about how you look and who has big breasts, who has a nice butt, like all of this stuff. Our society teaches us that these things are what make us a woman. It's not about what's on the inside that makes us a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're taught. So for me, going through that experience, it was very, very difficult. And it's still sometimes hard for me now. You know what I mean? Like, especially now that I'm fresh off of this total hysterectomy, bilateral salpingo-oophorectomy, which means both fallopian tubes and both ovaries removed. Fresh off of that, you know, I have good and bad days. Some days, yeah, I'm like, I'm every woman, it's all in me, or phenomenal woman, I'm a phenomenal woman phenomenally. Some days I'm like that, and then other days I'm like, ah! It's my reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it 100%. I want you to know, like, the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of this is because of how our society teaches, what our society teaches little girls. And I don't have children, but if I had a little girl, I would be doing whatever I could to make sure that she understood that her hair doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. Those are all exterior things that don't matter. I mean, I'm saying that to say that wouldn't mean that she would be going around looking crazy. She got to comb her hair and take care of herself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that I would instill in my child that her looks, in her physical appearance and physical traits, in the size of her breasts, and in her butt, in her legs, and you know, all of that stuff is not what makes a person, that's not what makes who you are. It's not what makes you a woman. It's what's on the inside, and you know, it's who you are. I mean, I don't know really what else to say about that, other than the fact that this journey has been a hell of a journey, and I went through so many different types of identity crisis, not just from hair loss, but from having my breasts completely reconstructed and gutted out, and then to recently having this total hysterectomy and the ovaries and stuff removed. It does something to the mind, and it requires a lot of different types of therapies, and it requires you to do the work. The internal work. That's the stuff that they don't tell you. Like, when you go to the doctor, they just like, oh yeah, your surgery really went great, blah, 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 blah. They don't say, okay, well, now you need to go and maybe do some writing therapy, maybe color in a coloring book or whatever. It's about the medicine part, you know what I'm saying? And the healing part from, you know, the physical standpoint. There's not an automatic send you to a psychiatrist or send you to a counselor or something like that. That's not automatic. That's something you got to ask for, advocate for. And it's something that I think most people need that they don't think that they need. You need to have somebody to talk to. You need somebody that understands exactly where you are and what you're going through. It might not be your best friends. It might not be your family member. You might need to be in a support group with other women who identify with what your issues and concerns are. You might need something like that. And for that, I would recommend the Cancer Support Community. I went to Cancer Support Community in Redondo Beach. It was like my home away from home. I spent so much time there. They should have just gave me a key. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much I was there. Once I became a flight attendant, though, I wasn't able to be there as much. In fact, my presence there has been like maybe once or twice a year in the last 2 years because my schedule is crazy. And that's really difficult. That was a difficult adaptation for me. I had to find other ways to cope because I didn't have that same, support system and support team and support center that I could just plug into while I'm flying. So I had to do other things, and yoga became, my main go-to. Like yoga, coloring in my coloring book. Yoga, coloring in my coloring book. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So over these last 6 weeks, I haven't really been able to do yoga. I've been able to do like 2 or 3 basic yoga poses, some light restorative yoga, but not, like how I had been doing it before. That was my outlet. So I was forced to write. I'm a natural born writer. I write. And a lot of times I just don't want to share what I've written. But I'm a natural born writer. So over these last 6 weeks, I've been writing. And it appears that what I'm writing is actually my fight like a grown-ass woman, a book. My like my story is what I'm writing right now. And as I'm writing it, it's painful, but it's also healing. And I'm feeling like a release, sharing all of this stuff that I've been bottling up for years, that I didn't want to say, that I was ashamed to say, that I didn't want anybody to know. Like, it feels good getting it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? And what I would say to anyone that's in the trenches right now, whatever it is that you're going through, you need to find a creative outlet to let out your emotions and your feelings. Don't hold this shit inside. I've already had a video about speaking your truth. Speak your truth, let it out. If that means that, your creative outlet might be something like knitting or crocheting or scrapbooking or journaling or blogging or whatever it is, find what it is that you can do to release what you need to release. And I recognize that everybody doesn't release the same way. You know what I mean? So you have to find what works for you. For me, it's yoga. For me, it's coloring in meditative coloring books like the ones that I create. You can go to marenda.biz to check out all my coloring books and stuff. But for other people, it's working out, going to the gym. And for somebody who's going through any type of cancer treatment, you might not have the energy and stuff to do that. So you got to find something, do some binaural beats. I did that a lot while I was going through. I still do it now. I have a playlist with healing binaurals that I listen to throughout my treatment process. But there's so many different things that you can do to release, whatever's inside of you when you don't feel like you can talk to somebody. And when you feel that way, just remember you are never alone. No one fights alone. You can holler at me. You can call me. I'm not about to put my phone number out here like this, so you better inbox me or something, DM me or send me an email or smoke signal or something. But you can reach out to me, and I'm here for you. Go to marendataylor.com. I'll probably have a link in this video. This video is getting really long, and I'm probably going to end up making another one. I'm almost at my doctor's office now, so I'll holler back at y'all.